Jaya Mataji, are you able to see my screen, Mataji?
Krishna, yes, Mataji, I can see the deities.
Yeah.
Radha Krishna Swamika.
Yeah, yes, Mataji. So before we start the class, please let us take the blessings of the beautiful deities of ISKCON Mangaluru, Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ji. Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ji ki Jai. Yeah. So we are supposed to start. We yesterday finished with this. 15 we finished. So 16 we have to start. So we'll see how many hours possible. We'll try to finish today. Okay. So 16 to 24, understanding karma on the platform of Jnana. So only if we have that knowledge, we will know how to work properly in knowledge of Krishna, right? So if we have that perfect knowledge, we work up correctly. Otherwise, we don't know what work we are doing is right or wrong, whether if it will lead us to bad karma or good karma, we don't know. So we need to have that knowledge to do the right work. So now in these shlokas 16 to 24, we'll see what is good work, what is bad work, and what is akarma also we'll see. Okay.
Okay.
So, removing reactions, BG 14, 16 to 24. Transcendental knowledge helps one to clear up philosophical doubts. Okay, so also helps to clear up karmic bank balance, burns karma. Okay, how? That also we'll see. Karma is a universal law of nature. For every action, there is a reaction. We know that, right? So, bad karma is obviously undesirable. And Krishna explains that even good karma should be avoided. Okay, so we'll see that also. See, anyway, nobody wants to go to hellish planets. Nobody wants bad karma. Everybody wants only pious good karma, right? That's why we do all these charities, social activities, fruitative activities, karma kanda, yagnas. That's why we do. But Krishna is explaining not only bad karma anyway you will avoid, but good karma also should be avoided. Oh, we'll see why. Beyond good and bad is the spiritual level. No action and reaction, akarma. So we'll be talking about akarma. We'll be focusing on akarma. Okay. So understanding karma on the platform of jnana, that is, we are going to talk about nishkama karma yoga. Okay. So jnana about what? We'll get jnana about action. What is action? What is forbidden action? What is inaction? So indirectly, action means nothing, karma. Forbidden action means vikarma. Inaction means akarma. Okay. Now let's see what is karma, akarma, and vikarma. So karma is actions which are performed in terms of one's prescribed duties as mentioned in the revealed scriptures. See, whatever in the per the shastras that is mentioned per our duties, per our varna ashrama, what are the duties and responsibilities that we have to do, which are given in the shastras. If we do that, that is karma. Okay, that is good karma or pious karma, what you that you do. Okay, next vikarma. You do whatever you want. You don't follow the shastras. What is said in the shastras? You do whatever comes to your mind. Okay, it means you go against the shastras, right? See, actions which are performed by the misuse of one's freedom, which direct one to lower life. See, if you don't follow the shastras, at least, I mean, if you don't do what is mentioned in the shastras and you do whatever comes to your mind, then you'll be degraded. You'll be born in an animal life. Okay, and what is akarma? Actions which free from the cycle of birth and death. So akarma means no karma at all. When will we not get karma? When we dovetail all our activities in Krishna consciousness. That is, we don't do anything for our sense gratification. And we only do to please the senses of Krishna. Okay, then that is the only way we can get liberated from this material world. from the cycle of birth and death. So these three concepts are important: karma, vikarma, akarma. So these three only we'll be discussing in the coming shlokas. Okay. So shloka number 16. Jaya Mataji, can you please try Mataji?
एक मिनट में ट्राई कर लेती हूँ माता जी.
हाँ, no problem Mataji, please. 16 Mataji. You read the 16 translation also Mataji. 17 shloka also you read translation Mataji.
Together माता जी.
Yeah. First 16 shloka translation Mataji, then 17 shloka translation.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Mataji.
please.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Shloka 16. Kim karma kimakarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravachyami yajnatva mokshase ashubhat.
Hari bol. Very, very nice Mataji. Please read the translation Mataji.
Translation. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now, I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune.
Hari bol. Please read 17 shloka also Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Karmano hya api बोद्धव्यम बोद्धव्यम च विकर्मणः आकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यम गहना कर्मणो गतिः.
Hari bol. Very nice Mataji. Very nice.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, translation.
Explanation. The industries of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is.
Thank you so much Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So what are they telling in 16 and 17? See, we should, even the most intelligent are bewildered in like deciding what is action, what is inaction. So now Krishna is telling, I will tell you what action you have to do so that you will avoid misfortune and you will be liberated. Okay, so Krishna is telling, I will explain what kind of action you should do so that you avoid misfortune and you will get liberation. Okay, and in the next shloka, Krishna is saying, you should know what these three, to know what proper action you have to do. You have to know what action is, what forbidden action is, what inaction is. Okay, so action is nothing but karma. Forbidden action is vikarma. Inaction is akarma. Okay, so there is nothing to get confused. Okay, so in Krishna consciousness, one has to follow the leadership of authorized persons, the disciplic succession like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu, the Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlada, Bhishma, Sukadeva Goswami, Yamaraja, Janaka, and Bali Maharaj without mental speculation. So we have to follow in the footsteps of all these people. All these people are called Mahajanas. Okay, so we can, what do you say? We can follow in their footsteps. Whatever they have done, their instructions we can follow. They are like Mahajans, means they are authorized. So whatever they do, we can blindly follow Mataji. Whatever process how they did bhakti, what they did, we can blindly follow. Okay, they are like authorities. Okay, so the system of Krishna consciousness was first narrated to the sun god. The sun god explained it to his son Manu, and Manu explained it to his son Ikshvaku. And the system is current on this earth. from that very remote time. So now Krishna consciousness is practiced from that time. So many 2 million years ago, when Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Sun God, from that time to this time, even today also, on earth, they are practicing the same thing. Okay? Now, so Lord decided to instruct Arjuna about Krishna consciousness directly. Because of the direct instruction of Lord to Arjuna, anyone who follows in the footsteps of Arjuna is certainly not bewildered. So now, because the disciplic succession chain was broken, when Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Sun God. So, to re-establish that chain again, he started teaching the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And if we follow the same, like how Arjuna followed the Bhagavad Gita, then we will also not be bewildered or confused. Okay, so we just have to, what we have to do is like how Arjuna heard and followed the Bhagavad Gita, we simply have to follow how Arjuna followed. That's all. In the footsteps of Arjuna. Only action performed in Krishna consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence. Okay, so what kind of action will deliver us from this material world? If you perform any activity for the pleasure of Krishna. Okay, so you either do devotional service, chanting, reading, hearing the nama, rupa, guna, leela of the Lord Krishna, or you do devotional service to the deities or to the devotees. All such activities will free you from the entanglement of material existence, because you're doing it to please Krishna. You're not doing with the expectation of anything, right? You're just serving to please the Lord. Okay, you're not expecting anything in return. If one is serious about liberation from material bondage, one has to understand the distinctions between action, that is karma, inaction means akarma, and unauthorized actions, that is vikarma. So we have to understand, see, if we want liberation from this material world, we have to know what exactly is karma, akarma, vikarma, or action, inaction, and unauthorized or forbidden actions. So we have to know all these. Otherwise, we will be entangled in this material world if we don't know these three things. Okay, one thing we should know, like if you do karma, if you follow the Vedic scriptures, you will get pious karma, right? So pious karma means you go to heavenly planets, but once your good karma is over, again you will have to come back to this material world. So again you'll be roaming in the cycle of birth and death, right? So you can't, there is no chance of liberation, okay, through karma. And akarma, if you do akarma, you are going against the Vedas, against the scriptures. You are doing whatever comes to your mind. So obviously, you will not even get human life. You go to animal life. Hellish planets you'll go. Okay. But akarma, you're not doing it to please your senses, right? Akarma means no karma. When will you get no karma? When you work to please Krishna. See, when you do it for your sense gratification, you either do it for when you do some work to please your senses, you either get good karma or bad karma when you do it for yourself, right? But to enjoy or suffer that good or bad karma, you have to come back to this material world again. So you'll be caught up in that chain. So the only way you can get liberated is when you do your work in such a way that you don't do it for your satisfaction, you do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. You do it to please Krishna. So that is akarma. When you do it to please Krishna, it becomes akarma. You don't have any karma at all. Okay, to understand Krishna consciousness, one has to perform actions, know his relationship with the Supreme as his eternal servitor. So that is the main thing. So you have whatever action you are performing in your mind, you should think that you're doing it for Krishna. Why? Because what is our Swarupa actually? The Swarupa of Jiva or soul. Jivera Swarupa hoy Krishnera Nityadas. We are the dasas, servants of eternal servitor of Supreme. We are not doing some favor to Krishna by serving. We are doing a favor to ourselves, because when we serve the Lord, we become happy, blissful. See, in this material world, why are we working so hard? Why are we earning so much money? All this is what? For happiness, right? We earn money, so we eat food. We eat our favorite food, whatever we want, we cook or we buy or whatever way we eat. We buy nice beds, cushion beds and everything. Why? Because we want comfort. Because when we sleep comfortably, we are happy. So, all totally it comes to happiness. Whatever we do in this material world is for to get happiness. But that happiness is temporary and it is limited. If you observe, okay, many of you must have noted that. But the happiness that we get when we serve the Lord is unlimited. It is bliss. The happiness is ever increasing. Okay, and all other actions are vikarmas or prohibited actions. Okay, vikarma means doing actions against the Vedas or Shastras. Okay, see, vikarmis, karmis, akarmis. So three types. So vikarmis means what? These people, they don't follow the Vedas. Okay, risk of being degraded to lower species, not appreciated by saintly people, defeat the purpose of life. Okay, so vikarmis are people who go against the Shastra says no meat eating. For example, these people, they say where, what, and they argue and they still eat meat, because of which they get degraded to animal life. Okay, like that. So karmis, they follow the Vedas, pious, attain Swarga, bodies of demigods, eventually return to Martyaloka. So now the karmis, they do yagnas, all these pious things they do, and they go to Swarga. There, what after the karma is the pious karma is over, extinguished, again they have to come to the Martyaloka. Martyaloka is nothing but the earth planet again. Okay, and akarmis, have they do devotional service to Krishna and they go back to Godhead, because there's no karma for him. Because only if we have karma, bad karma and good karma, both, then only we come to this material planet. But if we have no karma, then what is the necessary for us to come back to this material planet? We don't have to come back, right? So akarma means if you want no karma, you have to engage all your senses in serving or pleasing Krishna. Okay. Now, let's see shloka number 18. Jaya Mataji, can you please read, Mataji?
Yes, yes.
Please try, Mataji, no problem.
कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येद अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृष्ण कर्मकृत्.
Very cool. Very nice, Mataji. Please read the translation also.
Translation: one who sees inaction in action and action in action is intelligent among men, and he in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities.
So this is a very confusing sloka. So this we have to focus very much. So one who sees inaction in action. So inaction means what? Akarma. In action. Action means what? That is karma. So he sees akarma in karma and karma in akarma is intelligent. So what does this mean? I will show you. I'll just open the. So meaning of karma in akarma. See, means when someone is not actually doing anything material. Okay? But it appears as if they are doing so. That is karma in akarma. Okay, so they're actually not doing material, but it appears as if they are doing so. So let's see the example also. That is karma and akarma. So in other words, it looks like they are doing some action, but actually there is no action. Okay, so internally there is no desire, no selfishness, no, therefore no karma. Means externally it looks like they are doing work, but they internally they don't want the result of that work. They have no desire, no expectation. So when you have no expectation, there's no karma, right? There is no good or bad reaction. So this is called akarma. Okay, so this point we have to understand. So example what Prabhupada is giving is, see, Arjuna is fighting intensely on the battlefield. But because he's fighting for Krishna, his action produces zero karma. It looks externally for anybody seeing, it looks like he's working, he's fighting. But why is he fighting? To please Krishna, he's fighting, not to please himself, right? Hmm? So there will be no reaction because he is doing it to please Krishna. So his action produces zero karma. So this is action, that is karma, appearing inside akarma. Okay, so this we have to understand. Means it outwards to anybody, it may look like Arjuna is fighting the war. So it may appear like he's doing some karma. Okay, but it is actually akarma. There is no work. Why? Because he's doing it to please Krishna. So the karma is zero. Hope Mataji, you understood the concept. Please, if I'm not able to explain, can you can please ask me at the end of the class the doubts. We'll try to get it clarified. Okay. So this is the main intention. Outside, all the people may see and they think Arjuna is fighting. It may appear like as if he's doing some karma, but he's not doing with the expectation of something like I want to become the king or like something like that. He has no desires. He's just doing it to please Krishna. But actually, Arjuna is not interested in fighting, but just to please Krishna, he's fighting. That's why there is no karma, though it appears that he is doing karma. It is akarma because he's doing it only to please Krishna. Okay. So the meaning means what? Karma in akarma means action done without any material desire. It may appear that you are doing some karma, okay, but you have no desire. I mean, like you're without any expectation, you're doing just to please Krishna. Okay, so you are acting only as an instrument of Krishna. And akarma, why? Because we are doing it for Krishna, right? When we do anything for the Lord, there is no reaction because we are not doing it for our sense gratification. If we do it for our sense gratification, we have either a good or bad karma. But if we do it for Krishna, there is no, because we are trying to please the senses of Krishna, we have no reaction. It becomes akarma. Okay, so inaction in action means nothing. See, externally you are active. To see Arjuna is fighting, but internally you are not the doer. Okay, you act, right? But you are not entangled because you understand I am not the doer, Krishna is the doer. Because we are doing it to please Krishna. See, externally, see, it may look like okay, so we are just acting as an instrument of Krishna. So next what we'll see? Inaction in action. Okay, so inaction in action, we'll see what. Okay, so akarma, inaction means what? Akarma, action means karma. So akarma in karma. Okay, what does this mean? So exactly what we saw now. Okay, means what? See, inaction in action. Means you are doing some action, but that becomes inaction. So some action you are doing means what? Some karma you are doing, but that is not karma, it is akarma. How? See, externally you are doing karma means you are active, right? You are doing some work. You are either cooking or you are doing what not all activities that you have to do. You are sweeping, you are washing the dishes, what are you are doing, but internally you are not the doer. Why? Because you understand you are doing everything for Krishna. See, for example, see, working, cooking, teaching, fighting, taking care of family, cleaning temple, managing, all these externally look like you're doing some action, but they become inaction. Why? Because you are doing it to please Krishna, because you don't have any selfish motive in that. See, when you cook, you are cooking to please the senses of Krishna. Why are you cooking and giving it as a bhoga to the Lord? You are not just cooking, and you are not just eating it without offering, right? If you eat it, then you are cooking for your sense gratification, then you will have good or bad karma. But now you are cooking so that you can offer it to the Lord, to please the Lord. Oh, will Krishna like this? So Krishna likes it should be like this, the taste should be like this, it should not be too spicy, we should not add onion, garlic, like that, it should not be like too hot. So like that we say all this and we offer it to the Lord, and then we accept as prasadam. Okay, so then that there is no karma in that, right? You are doing it to please Krishna. Now we are preaching, for example, we are not doing it to satisfy ourselves, we are preaching so that to please Krishna. So it becomes akarma. Now Arjuna fighting, he's doing, he's why he's fighting? To please Krishna, not to please himself, right? And you take care of the family. So you know that all the your family members are children of Krishna. Now you are just like a guardian. So you take care of the family on behalf of Krishna. Okay? So it becomes akarma, like that. Okay, cleaning the temple. You're doing it to please Krishna. Right? So all everything like that. So externally it may look like you're doing a lot of action, but there is no karma for that. It becomes akarma. Why? Because you're doing it to please Krishna. Okay, so Prabhupada says that, he explains that to look, devotees are always busy. Yes, they are doing some or the other service, go seva or book distribution, prasadam distribution, something, cooking prasad, cooking boga. So the devotees are always busy, but yet they are always inactive. Inactive means what? They don't do anything for themselves, not for their sense pleasure. They do it to please Krishna. So when you do any activity, though it appears like you're doing some karma, it is akarma, because you're doing it to please Krishna. So you will have no bad or good reactions. So there'll be no reaction. It is akarma. Okay? Okay. So this concept you have to understand. That's what I wanted to explain. Okay. So you have to understand this. You will get liberated only when you do inaction in action and action in inaction. Means you whatever work you do externally, though it may look like you are doing karma, but internally you are doing it to please Krishna. Okay, so that you have to understand. When you do any action for Krishna, it is akarma, so you will get liberated. But if you do it for your sense gratification, you will have either bad or good karma, right? Because of which you will be bound in this material world. The only way you can get liberated is just engaging your senses to please Krishna. That's the only way you can get liberated. Okay, a KC person is intelligent as though he is engaged in all sorts of activities. He does not enjoy or suffer any of the effects of work. Okay, see, he does such activities wherein he does not enjoy or suffer because of the work that he does. Okay, so he's not doing it for his sense gratification, just to please Krishna. So one in Krishna consciousness is free from bonds of karma, as all his activities are performed for Krishna. Akarma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear, so that the resultant action may not be a stumbling block on the path of self-realization. So we see all these gnanis, right? Initially we discussed these gnanis, they get scared. Why do these gnanis renounce responsibilities and duties and come to the forest and renounce everything and meditate? Because they get scared. If they stay in the material world, any activity that they do will give a reaction. Okay, so if there is some reaction, again it will be a stumbling block on their on their spiritual path. That's why these people, they get scared. Oh my God, if I stay in this material world and if I do any work, it will give me a bad or a good karma. So that is going to affect my spiritual growth. I can't go to wherever that they go to that impersonal Brahmajyoti, right? So they think that they can't go there. Okay, only if you have no karma, we can go there, right? So that's why they think if I stay in this material world and do all these activities, they fear that okay, I'll get good karma or bad karma. Then how will I go to? If I have some karma, how will I go to God? The impersonal Brahmajyoti. That's why they renounce all this and they come to the forest and they start meditating here. But what do the personalists do? Like devotees. Devotees, they're aware that Krishna, that we are the Jivas, are the eternal servitor of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what he does, engages himself in Krishna conscious activities. Whatever is present in the world, he does not use it for his sense gratification, the devotee. He understands that everything in this world is created for the pleasure of Krishna. So he uses everything that is there in this material world in the service of Krishna. So it does not bind him, right? Because everything in this material world, he's not using it for himself. He's using it for Krishna. Practically everything. If he's doing job, for example, he gives some 50% of his income to Krishna consciousness. If he's eating, he cooks the food, he offers it to the Lord, then has it as prasadam. So he's pleasing Krishna. So whatever he does, he goes to the market to buy vegetables. That also he does to please Krishna, because he'll see, oh, does Krishna like this? Does Krishna like this fruit? Does Krishna like this vegetable? Yeah. And then he does everything to please Krishna, right? Like that. So for him, there is no problem for a devotee, as everything is done for Krishna. He enjoys transcendental happiness in doing his service. And that's why he is immune to all reaction. That is why he is akarma, because he does to please Krishna. He is akarma and he is immune. No reaction, no bad or good karma, akarma. Okay, so action and inaction means in spirituality, one is supposed to do nothing. It looks like like though we are trying to do some work, there is no what activity, because we are doing it to please Krishna. So there will be no what do you say, karma. It's like we are doing nothing. Though we are doing something, but it's like we are doing nothing. Why? Because that work which we are doing it to please Krishna. Okay, when you please Krishna, there is no karma, it becomes akarma. Okay, the same thing is inaction in action. Externally, you look like you're acting. You are doing all activities, cooking, bathing Krishna, everything, sweeping, whatever externally you do. But why are you doing it? Though it appears like it is karma, it is akarma. Why? Because again, you are doing it to please Krishna. So the main thing to get liberated is we have to do all our daily activities just to please Krishna, not for our sense gratification with the expectation of something. Okay. Now 19 and 20. Mataji, Hare Krishna. Would you like to read 19 and 20, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Shloka 19. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha varjitaha jnanagni dakta karmanam tamahuhu pandidam buddhaha. Buddhaha.
Haribol. Yeah.
Shall I repeat once, Madaji?
Yeah, please, Mataji, please.
Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dakta karmanam tamahuhu pandidam buddhaha.
Haribol. Very, very nice, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Aage, Indri, one is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by fire of perfect knowledge.
Yeah. 20 also, Mataji, please.
20.
Yes, Mataji.
Tyaktva karma phalasangam nityatripto nirashrayaha karmanya abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karodi saha.
Haribol. See, Mataji, even without practicing so nicely, you're reciting.
Because I know Malayalam, that's why I have a Keralite.
No, I can make out, Mataji. I can, by the way you're reading, I thought you were a Malayali, Mataji. Yeah.
Because some very much resemblance is between Sanskrit and Malayalam.
Oh, wonderful. That's so nice,
So
Mataji.
let's say the pronunciation. Okay, Mataji, I'll go ahead. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So what Krishna is saying is, see, in 19, one is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. So the main thing is we should not have sense gratification. That material desire should not be there to satisfy your senses. Everything is for me. So if you do sense gratification, you will do with the expectation of something. So you earn money with the expectation of doing something. So then there will be good or bad karma. So that's why they're saying it should be devoid of desire for sense gratification. So he is said by the sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. Such people, how they can what like we can burn the, I mean, how do you say, he is said by sages, see, one is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of tense. So what do the clever people, intelligent people do? They don't have any material desires, they don't do any sense gratification for themselves. They what do they do with that full perfect knowledge that they have? Okay, they do everything to please Krishna. The one who has that perfect knowledge, he does everything to please Krishna. So abandoning what he does, abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities. So he does not expect anything. So ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. Although he looks like outside, from outside, he looks like he's doing everything. Like a material person is doing, he's cooking, he's doing all work, he's doing job, everything he's doing. He's going to school or college, office, everything they are doing. But it is akarma. Why? Because they're doing it to please Krishna. Right? So let's see what Prabhupada says. See, reactions of KC person's work are burnt by his perfect knowledge that he is the eternal servitor of the Lord. See, all our material desires will be burnt off when we have that perfect knowledge that what we are eternal servitor of the Lord. So when we know that we are the servant of the Lord, what do? We want to serve the Lord. Meaning we want to please the Lord. So we do everything to please the Lord and not anymore to please our senses. Right? So this knowledge is compared to fire that burns up all kinds of reactions to work. So when you get this knowledge, that you will get bound up only by doing sense gratification, and you get liberated by pleasing Krishna. Then once you start this Krishna conscious process, what happens? It burns up all kinds of reactions to work. All your sense, everything are burnt up. And what happens? He is rid of sense gratificatory propensities. So all his material desires will go down, totally go off, in fact. Okay, this freedom from the bondage of actions is possible only in Krishna consciousness. So, if you want to get liberated, only it is possible by the process of Krishna consciousness, where he has no attraction for the results of the action. So, when you are doing it to please Krishna, you are not expecting anything for yourself, right? You are not seeing what I will get out of it. Your only main aim is to please Krishna. Okay, so for personal maintenance too, he surrenders to Krishna. Okay, even if he needs anything also, for that also he surrenders to Krishna. Oh, Krishna knows that I need this. If he's not giving this to me, maybe I don't need it. If I need it, he will give it to me. So he's totally surrendered to Krishna. Okay, is neither interested to secure things nor to protect things he already has. So he does not show interest in or whatever he has, Mataji. Like he just maintains to keep his body and soul together. Whatever Krishna has given, he just maintains. He just goes on with his duty. He does not ask for anything extra, or he's just happy with whatever he has. Okay, so does his duty to the best of his ability and leaves everything to Krishna. So that is what Krishna also says, right? In your duty that you're doing, you do it. You give your 100%, but don't expect anything from it. Okay, just leave everything to me, to Krishna. I will take care, because I am your father. I know what is best for you. I will give the result. So you don't worry about the result. Okay, such an unattached person is always free from the resultant reactions of good and bad, as though he was not doing anything. Okay, such an unattached person is always free from the resultant reactions of good and bad. So those who are working for Krishna, obviously there will be no reaction. You're just doing it to please Krishna. You're not expecting anything in return. So there is no reaction, right? So this is the sign of akarma, or actions without fruitive reactions. This freedom from the bondage of actions is possible only in Krishna consciousness, when one is doing everything for Krishna. A Krishna conscious person acts out of pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he has no attraction for the results of action. He is not even attached to his personal maintenance, for everything is left to Krishna. Nor is he anxious to secure things, nor to protect things already in his possession. He does his duty to the best of his ability and leaves everything to Krishna. Such an unattached person is always free from the resultant reactions of good and bad, it is as though he were not doing anything. So this is the sign of akarma, or actions without fruitive reactions. So any other action, therefore, devoid of Krishna consciousness, is binding upon the worker, and that is the real aspect of vikarma, as explained herein before. Okay, so here he's telling anything that you do beyond this karma or akarma, that is, if you do vikarma, it will bind you to this material world, because you're doing everything against the Vedas or Shastras. You will either go back to the lower, even lower planets, or at least you will be in the earthly planet. Okay, you'll be bound up in this cycle of birth and death. That's what they're saying, if you do vikarma. Okay. So shall we do 21 and 21, Mataji, or shall we stop here, Mataji?
Mataji, I think it is a bit tough. We have to digest it because,
Yeah.
I mean, it is a bit
Sure.
difficult. That's
No
why.
problem, Mataji. Please go and read once more, Mataji, and the purport of Prabhupada. And please try to understand. And if you have any doubts today or tomorrow also, please, we'll try to sort it out, Mataji.
Tonight I will read. I shall try to read because I am having the textbook at home.
Yeah.
I shall try to read from that, Mataji.
Yeah. Today is like somewhat difficult and confusing.